was a kind of an interesting grab bag because this is a wide open draft class. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders have kind of been moved up to the forefront, but this kind of QB3, even battling up there, there's some interesting names this week. Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, Jalen Milroe from Alabama, Riley Leonard from Notre Dame, Dylan Gabriel from Oregon/Oklahoma/UCF. That all kind of showed up this week. But what were some of your thoughts on the quarterbacks? How'd they fare? Anybody stand out? Any disappointments or anything like that?
Well, and I was before I went to Mobile, I was in Dallas, in Frisco for the Shrine Bowl, and Shedeur Sanders was there, but he did interviews. He didn't really participate in anything, which is a bummer. Just want a chance to see him throw live. How's the ball come off his hand, that kind of thing. And Cam Ward, obviously, he had the Senior Bowl invite, elected not to attend or participate. So you mentioned that QB3, and it's not going to be consensus where it's Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, 1-2 for every team. That's not reality. There's like we kind of have been setting up. There's so many different opinions, and this quarterback class is kind of at the forefront of that. I do think most teams will have Cam Ward as quarterback one. Now, that doesn't mean that all those teams would be willing to draft him top 3, top 5. But Shedeur's, he's a little more polarizing. I think teams think he's good, but are you okay with drafting just a guy that you think is good in the top 10, top 15? Is it a Kenny Pickett situation where, he does a lot of things well. It's just, what's his ceiling? Can he raise the level of our offense? Plenty of mixed opinions on that. And I'm not saying, and I'm leaving my opinion out of it right now. I'm just saying how widespread the opinions are across the league. Yep. And then so we get to quarterback 3, and it's, yeah. And I say quarterback 3 again, but it's not like a set thing from team to team.
No,
but
it could be quarterback 2 or even 1, really.
Exactly.
I know, that's what's
but
crazy.
But just for this conversation, I say quarterback 3.
Yes.
There's a lot of teams that are kind of fighting for quarterbacks fighting for that. And coming into this week, you mentioned Jalen Milroe and Jackson Dart, 2 guys that I think were the buzziest names of the guys that could really help themselves and cement their status as top 50 guys. I don't think either guy did that. If you knew nothing about these quarterbacks, like absolutely nothing, and you just went to Mobile for a week, you're not leaving the Senior Bowl saying, clearly Milroe and Dart, those are the 2 best quarterbacks there, right? Like it was obvious. It wasn't obvious. To me, the best quarterback I saw throughout the week was Tyler Shuck from Louisville. I think he's absolutely a dark horse candidate to be one of the first 3 quarterbacks drafted, 4 quarterbacks drafted. I think the biggest concern people have with him, or the biggest knock, is he's 25 years old. He's a 7th-year senior. Okay, well, yeah, not ideal, but if that's your biggest gripe against him, then I think a lot of teams will live with that. So, and then after Shuck, to me, Dylan Gabriel was the next best guy in terms of just consistency throughout the week. And, he's a little bit more limited with the size and his arm, but he processes well. One scout told me he was clearly the best interview in the group interview session, which isn't that surprising. He's another older guy, 6-year senior, been in college football for a long time. So, this is a quarterback class where, especially now that coaches are involved, there's going to be a lot of mixed opinions. And I don't think that what happened in Mobile really moved the needle. I don't think it really, whatever you thought coming into the week, I think you're leaving thinking that as well. No one really, I thought, grabbed the opportunity and really ran with it, which is a little disappointing when you have 2 guys at the top, like with Dart and Milroe, who there's plenty of optimism out there for them. But I don't think either one played like quarterbacks that had a chance to cement themselves as top 50 guys.
Yeah, luckily I could watch a lot of this on TV before I got my hands on any of the practice film and stuff. And a lot of it too, I was waiting for one wow throw in team. I don't think I saw a single wow throw from anybody I watched 2 full practices. I didn't see a single wow throw where I was like a dig or a bender. I saw one I want to say Dart had like a wheel route in the end zone that was like one good throw where I was like, okay, and then it got blown up by the safety.
Yeah, it was to Jack Best. Yeah, and I think it was Dan Jackson, Georgia safety, blew it up. Yeah, and he just kind of laid it out
and
there.
That was like my one throw where I was like, ooh, that's a real NFL big boy throw. Oh, and it got blown up anyways. So that's kind of put in like what I saw. Saw a lot underneath. Saw a lot. Running backs got a lot of work catching this week.
They did.
A lot of checkdowns. So I'm kind of with you. The Louisville quarterback I was interested in, and then I saw the age too. But the thing is, this is such an eye of the beholder class, eye of the beholder position anyways. But I think too is that I'm right there with you. I wasn't impressed by anybody. I was kind of just like, yeah, all right, I'm just going to watch film. I got all 22 on these guys, and I think I'm going to have to focus on that because it wasn't that one wow thing I need to double check.